Folks, I'm just gonna say it. I don't think it rains for long enough periods of time. It rains hard, it sounds good, I'm comfortable inside, but within 5 minutes the jig is up. The dream is over. I think it should rain for longer periods of time than it presently does. A frog made this post. The frog is right. No, I agree. There's something just so serene and relaxing about rain just bouncing off the roof, the lazy drawl of thunder, the whirring sounds of tornado sirens as my house is lifted into the sky. I just want it to last a little bit longer, you know, so I can enjoy the weightlessness. Hello everybody and welcome to Kalbus. My name is Lumo and today we're going to be looking at r/Tumblr for posts from tumblr.com that aren't just complete and utter garbage. Let's just get right into it. What if instead of drops, rain fell all at once? Like a 2-inch thick sheet of water just goes thwap, and then it's sunny again. Fun fact, this is what would happen if there was no air resistance. And it would actually come down so fast, it would kill us all. Oh! Yeah, someone did the math. I think it was XKCD. They did the math on what would happen if rain fell down like this. And it was basically like, what if Hiroshima happened every time it rained? Like, the sheer force of impact from that ball of water would be enough to eradicate and almost vaporize all life directly underneath it. So by the time that rainwater dispersed, it would be filled with, like, debris and bone and blood. It'd be disgusting. And I'm really thankful that we don't just have, like, turbo water sploots. There's a blind man here tuning my piano, and he keeps making blind jokes. Quote, you know, when people ring me up to ask if I can fix the piano, I like to tell them I'm so good I can do it without looking. Some people ask why I became a piano tuner, and I tell them it's because they wouldn't let me become a pilot. Honestly, if you can fake it, just don't tell them you're blind. Oh god, you know, I love stories like this. It's Tumblr, so I doubt it happened, much like if it's on Twitter or Reddit, but the whole thing about this is I like the concept of just someone taking the disability and turning it into a comedy routine. I like to do that with some of my mental hang-ups just because it makes it easier to process, but it's very nice to just see people genuinely, like, having a good gas at the cards that, you know, life dealt them. So 10 out of 10, blind piano man. Sing me a song, Mr. Piano Man. Artist Hank Schmidt travels to scenic locations only to paint the pattern on his shirt. Chaotic neutral. Yeah, no, I don't know why I find this so funny. Imagine how much money this dude spent, because I'm quite convinced that the art exhibit here is not the fact that he's painting his own shirt. It's the photos of him going to scenic locations to paint his shirt. I'm 90% sure these photographs are the art exhibit itself. This could be like a 4D chess level play with this one artist going around basically BSing everybody and then selling the photos to museums. Because there's almost some, like, unique artistry to seeing him do this exact thing, and I might be reading too much into this. I'm sorry. Middle school spoiled me. I can't see the surface level in anything. There was a disastrous performance of Macbeth at the Old Vic by Peter O'Toole, and apparently there was one part in the play one night where a servant comes in and should say, "Your wife, my lord, is dead." What actually happened was, "My wife, my lord, is dead." Well, what about my wife? Oh yeah, she's dead too. There's a lot of it about. This is like a Monty Python skit. I don't know why, but I'm just imagining a solid, like, 3-minute silence as both the actors just stare at each other like, help, help, line. Oh my god, back when I used to work tech at my old high school, I liked to be what we called the fume box because it's where all the lights were, but we had special performances for the elderly, so that box up there just permanently smelled like death and shagging. And the thing is even from up in, like, the crow's nest, you can look down, and when someone fucks up their line, you can see everyone in the tech crew just, like, snap their necks, just staring at them like, no. God, if you also listen carefully every time that happens, you can hear the stage director, like, take a sharp gasp in, and you can hear, like, 5 members of the tech crew laughing. That's the secret. That's the secret to Broadway. The second anything goes wrong, listen for the stage crew, because they will be laughing. How to deliver a baby! We're also wrapped up in dad jokes. We forgot grandpa humor. Grandpa humor is dad jokes aged like a fine wine. I like to define grandpa humor as humor that's a little bit out of time, but also humor that commonly involves props and physical comedy. Because at that point, what are you gonna do? Throw me in jail for the rest of my life? It'll be 10 minutes. Bitch. Ah, God, I hope that baby got to its destination safely. Conversation I just had. Me. 2 Thin Mints, please. A Girl Scout. That'll be $10. Or you can get 4 boxes for $20. That's not a savings. No one said it was. 4 boxes would be great. But you left off the best response to this tweet. As an 8-year-old Girl Scout, me, would you like to buy some cookies? Neighbor, I'm on a diet for my New Year's resolution. Me, the cookies will be delivered in February. Do you think you'll still be on your diet in February? Neighbor, silently takes the form and pen. There's something in Girl Scout cookies, and I'm quite convinced it's just meth. But I can never get enough of those little suckers, like Samoa's, Thin Mints. They used to have this lemon cookie. I don't know if they still do, but that was my jam! I'm not sure if you guys know this, I love lemon everything. I used to eat raw lemons as a child. They're so good, okay? And I loved lemon cookies, I love lemon tarts. I got used to eating blueberries because someone put them in lemon tart. Like, I miss those lemon cookies. I still have cravings for them in the middle of the night. I wake up in a cold sweat, screaming, because I don't know if they exist anymore. Someone please buy me some. It's my birthday. Look, man, I got a master's in electrical engineering, alright? Welcome to Baskin-Robbins. This is the most realistic scene in any Marvel movie. Man, this hits way too close to home. I was talking with Zen about this, like, quite literally a couple of hours before recording this. And I was like, oh, I'll go to school to get, like, a software engineering degree. And then I realized, no, because then I'll just have 2 degrees and I still won't have a job. Oh man, job market's just completely effed for people like us. I know a lot of you guys are young. I've seen the demographics. If someone tells you to go to college to get a nice job, tell them to piss off and find your own path. Take the time you need to figure out what you want to do with life. Because being forced into anything is a recipe for a bad time. Just some of the changes in design for the penguin symbol on the old penguin paperbacks. And for this crime, he was imprisoned in a bubble. Man, you know what? Same. I danced once, and now if I do it again, I get shot by 3 of the 4 secret snipers hidden around, waiting for me to commit the gravest of sins. The expression of self through coordinated bodily movements. Such is life. Me at 17. I may be graduating high school now, but I'm not gonna lose track of what teens are doing. I'm gonna be a cool and relevant adult, just you watch me. Me, now 21, sips tea, looking at my tablet over reading glasses like it's a morning newspaper. Leans forward and squints, yells into the next room with an accent like a jaded New York grandma in a sitcom. George, what's a vibe trick? Man, I thought about this a lot when I started doing YouTube again after I graduated college. Because I had definitely fallen out of vogue with what the kids were after. And then I realized from watching like my friends' kids, like, we old people shape their culture. And I'm not exactly that old, I'm only like 25, but still, it's kind of insane to think about. Like, how many people are quoting, you know, something like Half-Life but the AI is self-aware? I've seen a lot of people quoting that, and a lot of them are young people. It's like the media they consume made by us shapes their worldview, and I think that's really cool. So we're always cool and relevant adults because we are helping to set the trends that help the kids establish who they feel they are. And I think that's neat. If you add 2 pounds of sugar to literally 1 ton of concrete, it'll ruin the concrete and make it unable to set properly, which is good to know if you want to resist something being built. French anarchists used this to resist prison construction in the 80s. I'm just gonna go ahead and reblog this for purely educational purposes. So, I'm looking at this, and it appears to be incorrect information from the comments. 2 pounds, 2 pounds per ton is quite low, that's around a 0.1% mixture, and if you want to ruin the cement, you gotta go to 1 to 5%, that's around 20 to 100 pounds of sugar per ton, and a typical cement truck has 20 tons. Lower only slows the process down and makes concrete harder when dry. Higher makes the concrete dry quicker. So basically, if you do it bad, the concrete will just be strengthened. So for any of you wannabe anarchists out there, make sure to have at least, what is that? About 2,000 pounds of sugar at any given time? Go crazy, you wild and funk-worthy kids. Just discover the joy of pronouncing all words ending in cles like Hercules. Obstacles, tentacles, motorcycles, testicles, microparticles, popsicles, debacles. I love words and sounds. Don't mind me, just looking for inspiration from my Swords and Sandals campaign. Testicles, the son of Botiphys, the demigod who was invincible in all but his genitals. Thus was the tragedy of Bophades' nuts. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, that I love that. I love that so much. Popsicles. Oh, God. Testicle. I love it. Oh, this is so terrible. I hate the English language, but I love this. Date someone who will let you fall asleep in their car, drive the whole time and be okay with it, and avoid the holes so you sleep fine. Bonus points if they curse the government for not using their taxes to fill the holes with more cement while they do it. I mean, yeah. I think every last politician in America is like, our infrastructure is terrible. We need to fix our roads. And then none of them ever do. And I'm sitting here just like, thanks. Now my car is stuck and destroyed and I have to pay for it. Jackasses. Tumblr may be a health site full of nauseating discourse, but at least they haven't integrated a stories feature like literally every other social media site. That takes too much knowledge of coding. The site's error messages say whoopsie. I mean, yeah, no, Tumblr runs on spaghetti code, and it only got worse after they got bought out twice. But the original Tumblr team changed it so you can't just click on somebody's name to go to their blog. It pops up a sidebar, and then you have to fight to find some way to get to their blog. And I hated it so much because it barely functioned. And whenever people are like, why'd you get off of Tumblr? And I'm saying they're like, well, that, and also they banned titties. Sorry, that's the wrong way to say it. Female presenting nipple. Ugh. God, I hate Tumblr sometimes. Standing up and blacking out for a few seconds is just transitioning from a cutscene to the actual gameplay. You motherfrickers need to eat salt is what it means. Is that what that means? I always assume it was just because I'm malnourished or I've in some way pushed my body past the limit that it wants to accept. Because most of the time that happens to me is after, like, a good run or a great exercise. It's never like, yes, I'm malnourished. It's always, I have pushed myself to the point of death and yet here I stand. I'm not sure about everyone else, but that tends to be when it happens to me. So I guess I just need to start downing the salt shaker every time that happens now. My dad just yelled up the stairs. Chloe, did you know the weatherman was gay? I didn't know he was gay. He just got married to his boyfriend. And I was like, which weatherman are we talking about here? And he says, the blonde one with the sharp haircut and the tight pecs and the hot-ass body. Dad, is there something you want to tell me? Look, I'm just saying, there's nothing gay about appreciating the human form, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like the penis. I'm not a big fan of the penis, but if I see a dude with a nice ass, I'm gonna be like, hey man, nice ass. Because frankly, they deserve to know. But there's nothing wrong with that. Don't ever think that you're gay just because you catch yourself admiring the male form. Or the female form. Because you might just appreciate the human form. A homeless guy just said to me, do you tell jokes to make people laugh or to make people think you're funny? And that is the most profound shit I've ever experienced. I asked my old science teacher this and he said, I make jokes to make myself laugh because I know I'm funny. And that's what this is all about. Now, genuinely, I tell jokes specifically to break up tense moods because otherwise, yeah, sometimes things can just get a little bit too intense. And sometimes, yeah, it's a little bit tactless, but I tell jokes to make people feel better. I know that I'm only tangentially funny. I'm only funny in specific circumstances, and I've made peace with that. That's why I try and give myself those circumstances as often as possible. But, you know, everyone does comedy for their own reason. Don't let some Tumblr post make you self-conscious about your comedy. If you're a Tesla and it got stolen, is it now an Edison? This is peak physics joke. I am still laughing. Ha ha, ha ha, Edison the thief. Ha ha. This joke isn't really that funny. I know I just said don't let other people judge your comedy, but this is absolute shit. Go back to laugh school. Only a fool would buy IKEA furniture. Instead, I just download the instructions and keep emailing the service department to say that I am missing a piece until they ship me all of the pieces over a 6-month period. You wouldn't download a yippable. Oh, I love that. What is a yippable? Hold on. I'm googling what that is. I need to know what IKEA set they're stealing from. Oh my god, it's not just one thing. It's an entire collection of modern furniture. They're stealing the entire set, guys. We have to stop him. So that's all the time we have here today on Kalbus. If you like this, why not subscribe and leave a like, because all of these actions help us make more Reddit content for you every single day. If you like Tumblr, there's gonna be more of it popping up in a couple of seconds. So as always, my name has been Lumo, and I hope to see you in the very next Kalbus video, or back in time on that Tumblr video. Have a lovely day.